Libya has unraveled into two rival camps in the east and the west of the country, each with its own parliament, government, army, and even central bank and state oil company. In Tripoli, the administrative capital city, a predominantly Islamist militia coalition known as Libya Dawn backs the General National Congress, that's the parliament, which has appointed its own government, the self-declared National Salvation Government. In the east, the House of Representatives sits in the remote city of Tobruk and has appointed its own government, the official government of Abdullah Thinay. Both are nominally affiliated with a loose coalition of army units known as the Libyan National Army, which is under the command of a former Gaddafi-era general, Khalifa Haftar. He is fighting his own battle in Benghazi against Islamist forces there. The status quo can continue for as long as the central bank is able to finance the subsidies and wages bills in the east and the west of the country. What all of this means is that a long-lasting political settlement is unlikely to be achieved over the next year or so, partly as a result of the large number of players involved in the conflict. Libya is in a very difficult situation economically. The oil sector, on which the economy is heavily reliant, has been extremely sluggish since late 2013, producing around a third of its pre-uprising capacity of 1.6 million barrels per day. After taking into account data from the Libya Audit Bureau in May, we've assessed that the budget deficit has swollen to an annual average of 31% of GDP over 2013-2014. This came on the back of weak oil revenue, heightened government expenditure, and contracting GDP. This is arguably one of the largest budget deficits in the world. What's extremely alarming, however, is the fact that the central bank reserves are being run down continuously to finance the large fiscal and current account deficits. The IMF data itself shows that foreign reserves have fallen from a peak of 122 billion in September 2013 to around 85 billion in February of this year. And at this pace, we could see the stock of reserves dip below the critical level of just 3 months of import cover by 2017 at the latest. Ultimately, the ensuing economic collapse could provide a stronger imperative for Libya's rival factions to negotiate more seriously and forge a more permanent political settlement that could potentially involve a decentralized system of governance.